Here we have the GOAT, the greatest of all time rally cars, the Audi Group B Rally. Hello, I'm Ramon and welcome back to All Skill RC. So finally I got the Carisma Audi Sport Quattro S1 rally car. So originally I had ordered this from Carisma directly, but it got held up in customs for some reason. I wasn't told why, but they told me that Hobby Rec was putting in a big order and they had a container coming to them. So when this became available on Hobby Rec, I went ahead and ordered it. I'll give you the details on the Hobby Rec in a minute, but let's check this thing out. Alright, so the box is a beautiful box. The artwork on it is beautiful. There's the front of the box. There's the silhouette of the car. Well, not a silhouette, but the outline of the car. On this side, you have the actual car. Wow, is that the actual size? Hopefully that's the actual size. And underneath, there's the details of it. But yeah, that's the box. Now this is one of my favorite all-time rally cars, probably my favorite. If you guys aren't aware of the history of this car, look it up. And also look up Group B Rally Racing. This car raced in Group B Rally Racing. I believe it was driven by Michelle Bertone, a female driver.
Immediately started winning.
And these cars have an amazing story. So Audi was very slick on how they got these Quattro cars in. Originally four-wheel drive cars were not allowed in rally racing according to the rule books, and Audi was able to get that overturned back in the 1980s. And it's a pretty funny story. I'll actually add the link to it from the Top Gear video explaining what occurred. I love watching the Audi versus Lancia battle, which is another one of our great car battles over the years. But the Audi versus Lancia explains of how Audi got that rule overturned, and that's how this came along. Now, Group B Rally Racing didn't last too long because the cars were just insane. They got out of control. To me, I kind of felt like it was kind of like, you know, bring what you built type thing. I mean, like, they were out of control. There were very little rules, and they were building some amazing cars. But due to accidents, people dying, and everything else, eventually the cars got banned. Group B Rally Racing went away. So if you're not really familiar with Group B Rally Racing, do some YouTube searches or whatever, and you will find probably some of the most amazing cars and stories you've ever seen. Now, these cars truly ran on the edge. I mean, watching them fly through the air. Made me fall in love with rally cars, and I believe a lot of our current amazing all-wheel drive cars we have out today are here because of cars like the Audi and everything that paved the way. And I've owned several of these all-wheel drive cars. I had a WRX when they first came out. I had to wait for it to come off the boat. I had a Evo 8, Audi S4. I recently had an Audi A7, and now pretty much I drive a giant rally car, which is the Bronco Raptor. So thanks to cars like the Audi and other rally cars, I believe is why we have such amazing cars today. A lot of our car technology is it's used in racing first, and eventually it trickles down to us. So thank you, Audi, and thank to all the other manufacturers creating, building race cars and passing on the technology. So let's crack this open and take a look to see what we actually have in here. Okay, so this comes in a bubble wrap cocoon, pretty much. So let's get this out of here. Okay, I just had to check. The picture on the side of the box is not the actual size of what you get in the box. I know. I think Tamiya and other manufacturers, they actually do show the actual size picture on the side, but on Carisma it's just artwork. It's not the actual size. And I think that is the picture of the actual car, and this is the RC car. But yeah, let's. Okay, so here it is, the Audi Sport Quattro Group B rally car. That is a pretty awesome looking car. I actually they do actually sell the clear Lexan body in a 1/10 scale of this, which I have not built, and I haven't made it a priority because these multicolored paint jobs can be a pain in the butt. So I tend to procrastinate when I have to do a multicolored paint job. So I do have the body in a clear Lexan, and I will be building my own version, I guess, of the rally car at some point. But for now, I have this, and this is 1/8 scale. The one I have is 1/10 scale. But this is actually really, really cool. It looks like it has 2 bulges here, and I'm wondering if it's. I was thinking it was possibly for turbochargers, but I'm willing to bet that it's to give it more shock travel. So those bulges, more than likely, that are there were probably for shock clearance. Because this was a 550 horsepower 5-cylinder engine, I believe. It's what I believe I've read. And it was probably using a big single turbo. So you want to have the 2 bulges there. So those must be for shock travel. The rear wing on the actual car was adjustable. On here it's fixed. It will not adjust. But this is such an awesome car. There's the back side of it. The side. The front. The top view. And here is underneath. And there's a QR code on the bottom so you can scan and get your directions or whatever it is, get your manual. Manual is included, it looks like, over there. Okay, so the radio's big and bulky. Usually I like to change out my radios to something that can manage a whole bunch of cars. Unless the radio has any special features that I like that I don't feel as I would be able to do with one of my other radios. This radio itself has your throttle trims, your steering trims, and your steering reverse button and your throttle reverse button. But it also has this ATV button here that you can control your steering limit as well. So I'll have to see if I decide to change this or not. But it's kind of a bulky radio, but it will do the job. It's up to you. Let's pop open this body and take a look at what you get inside of here. sure. Okay, no. Okay, there are no lights. This has no lights, but it does have light buckets. It does have light buckets if you decide to add lights to it in the front. In the rear, there are no light buckets. Okay, that was smart. They stuck a big piece of foam here in order to preserve the body. You have your chassis brace, your front and rear oil shocks. It does have a front, rear, and center diff. Okay, that is a 550 can motor. It just says Sport Tune 2.0. It doesn't say what it is unless it's in the manual. Okay, so I didn't see any specifications on the motor in the manual unless I missed something. But it is a 550 can motor. It uses a standard size servo, independent receiver, so you can swap that out to another one without having to replace everything. And the ESC is 3S compatible, so you could run a 3S battery in here. The chassis looks like it's FRP, fiber reinforced plastic, but it has nice weight to it. And like, this feels really nice. And here on the drop test, it's a little more bounce in the front than in the rear, but that'll change once you add batteries to this. Also, if you look closely, it does have front and rear sway bars. They're in there. So this is actually a pretty cool chassis. Nice big front foam bumper. Okay, so now the turnbuckles appear to be plastic, and your screws are regular Phillips screws. Now, I know people prefer, and I also prefer, hex screws, but most of this car is plastic, so I don't foresee really any stripping issues. I think the biggest problem is when you have Phillips head screws in metal and then you use Loctite on top of that. Usually you're going to strip those out. But with these being screwed into plastic, Phillips head should be fine. I don't foresee that as an issue. But yeah, I do prefer the hex, but on this it's fine. There's the light buckets, and there are no light buckets in the rear. Here's your chassis front, foam front bumper, oil shocks in the front, plastic turnbuckles. All your suspension arms are plastic pretty much. Metal dog bones, or are they CVD? I think they're CVD. Metal drive shafts, sway bar. There's your standard servo. Here is that 2.0 Carisma motor. Not sure the specs on that yet. Your radio box, your receiver box, I mean. There's your ESC. I think it's a 45 amp, I want to say. 3S capable. And here's your rear diff. Forgot to mention the diff housings appear to be plastic. And there's your rear shocks and rear sway bar. If you look closely, you can see it in there. There's the car from underneath. And the block of foam they put in the rear just looks like a spare foam they had laying around. It's not cut straight, so I think it's spare foam they had from other packaging. But hey, it works. It works. I'll take it. Okay, I almost forgot to mention it does use body post. And they are cut off at the top. I hate when manufacturers do this. I think it's kind of like the cheaper way out. I'd rather pay a little bit more and have something with a little nicer finish, but unfortunately, they could at least round off the cut sections. But it is what it is. This is what we have. I could always clean that up later. But here is where I got it from. Okay, so I got this from hobbyrec.com. This is the Carisma M48S 1985 Audi Sport Quattro S1 1A four-wheel drive SWB Group B Spec 550 ARR for $369.99. Now that is a mouthful. I did not pay $369.99. I paid $339.99. There is a coupon for $30 on the home page. And I guess it's probably depending on where you live. I live in the US, in South Jersey. But I was charged no tax and no shipping for this. Shipping's free. Taxes, it might be, if you're in the same town as a warehouse, sometimes you have to pay taxes. But I paid no taxes on this. And so here's the car. And here is a little bit about the car if you want to pause and read, or I am going to include the link in the description so that you guys can get one if you guys are interested. I'm a huge Group B rally fan, so that's why I got it. I am not affiliated with hobbyrec.com, but, it's a great deal, and I figured I'd share. So let me switch over to the home screen so you can see the coupon. Here is the coupon I used. It's HR240830. These coupons are usually good till the end of the month, and then they come out with a new code. So every month they have new codes, so they change. And these coupons are one-time use on your page, so you can use the $30 coupon once, the 15 once, and the 10 once. The following month you get a whole new set of coupons. It's a great website. I've ordered from them before, so I have confidence in them. Great deal for a 1/8 scale rally car. So $339.99 for this beautiful piece of rally history, pretty much. So this is a great deal. If you don't have one, get one. Like I said, I'm not affiliated with HobbyRec, but it's a great price. Especially since sometimes I see people just selling bodies at $200 that are painted in a multi-tone color. So this is definitely a great deal. Awesome car. I'm not sure when I'm gonna run mine since I don't have a dirt area near me that I can actually run this properly. Eventually I will grab all my rally cars and start running them. I have several rally cars, but I will include Tomley RC's video. He did a great run of it. Beautiful video. I'll include his. I like his videos a lot. I'll add that down in the description so you can actually see this thing running. Hopefully I'll start working on my Ferrari P4 330 this week. It's been my wife's family week this past week, so pretty much all families in town, so it doesn't leave much time to mess around with RCs. I should be able to start working on that this week. And I will catch you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget to check the links in the description where you can get this from. Bye.